What's up, YouTube? I'm actually going to do this one in response to one of Sharp End's questions about he put 6 or 7 knives for the apocalypse. I'm just going to roll with 5 because 5 seems like a more rounded number. Otherwise, I'm just pulling out most of the coolest stuff I have in my collection, which I'm not going to do. So I'm just going to start with, I'm going to go with 5. And one thing I feel like nobody mentioned was a big guy. See, I live in Pennsylvania, right? So one of the things that we deal with a lot up here is really thick bush. It's almost like a rainforest. It might as well be a rainforest in a lot of senses. So it may not be a jungle, but I'm absolutely going to want some kind of a machete. And I don't know if we would necessarily consider this a knife, but the one that I'm actually going to pick, I'm going to show you why, and I think it counts. This is an SE Grass machete. And these ones are ones that I've kept throughout the years because I actually think that they rock for the job that they do. So these are the 3 that I considered. That's the Kershaw Cam 14, I think. Kershaw Cam 14. Right?
Okay.
And then this one, I don't even know what it's called, but it's a Schrade. And that's its sheath. But that's the Schrade. And I can't remember what this one's called, but it's obviously a kukri, kind of a recurve, relatively thick, and a really surprisingly good handle. So out of these 3, I would have went with this because it actually chops down grass. That's exactly what it's for. It's super thin. It's even got that machete. You're probably not going to be able to hear it, but that wiggle that machetes do because it's so thin. This is an Essie. A lot of people don't even know Essie makes something like that, and that's their grass machete. And the only reason why I'm not going to take that one is for the reason that I am going to take this one, and I'll explain. This one would be the next up because it's thicker. So it's more like a sword. It doesn't have that machete wiggle. But the handle, although it is comfortable to hold in one hand, you could really only hold it in one hand. You're not going to really get a 2-hand grip with that handle. But this thing is awesome. I have knocked over quite a bit with this thing. When you're swinging this thing around in the woods, you can really get a lot done with this thing. But if I had to use it for, let's call it zombies, right? Because we're talking about the apocalypse, right? You grab your back and you go because you got to move fast and this is the apocalypse, so you don't know what you're going to be up against. This thing, it's actually a little hard to maneuver with the one hand because it's so heavy, because it's so much thicker than a machete. You almost wish you could hold it with the 2 hands, but you can't. It's just a one-handed thing, and it doesn't move as fast as I would like it to in just one hand. So if I can just take one giant tool that I'd be able to use to clear brush and also possibly use as a defense knife, you know, to be able to keep, you know, some length, some distance, get back, get away, let's call them zombies. That's your brain smasher right there. I'm going with this guy. You can see the amount of work that I have put into this thing. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing special about it as far as handle material, sheath, steel. Nothing about this thing is anything that I would write home about. But I just will tell you, no, little girl. Hey, get out of here. The amount of work. Don't you get mad. Go eat your apple. See ya. The amount of work that this thing has done for me over the years is insane. And the handle is surprisingly comfortable. You can hold it a few different ways, right? And this thing will do everything from feather stick. It's hard, but it will. To, brain bashing from a zombie. Aiming right for the head, very fast in the hand, one-handed. And, in Pennsylvania, you do a little land nav, you walk off trail, you're going to run into thorns, you're going to run into rhododendron, and this thing is perfect to just be able to clear brush that's in front of you. So this is the one that I'm going to take. So it's that guy right there. I'll even move him forward. One big heavy chopper is going to be my Bravo Survivor. Just because of 3V, I don't have to worry about it. That thing is going to hold up. Convex edge, you're going to do a lot of work. I won't necessarily have to constantly switch knives to do finer tasks. Heavy, but well worth the wait, especially inside of this package. Because, and I know this isn't exactly part of the question, but hey, it's YouTube, right? Comes with an integrated compass and a pouch that has survival goodies and a ferro rod. This thing is absolutely coming with me. That's my workhorse of a knife. Food prep. I feel like 2. And I don't know exactly which one I would take. This one is brand new. I just got this from Roland Cutlery. Obviously, I love recurves, right? Can you see a theme? I love recurves, and I'm going to show you why I love recurves. Actually, maybe not here. I'm going to try to keep this one a little shorter. But this would be my food knife. It's Nitro V, so it's stainless. That recurve edge is going to get a lot of work done very quickly. Comfortable handle, stainless steel, JRE leather sheath. This is a really, really good option, I think, that I would use as my hunting knife slash food knife. The only other option, not only other option, but the next best one that I can think of would be Work Tough Gear Nomad, the Bushcrafter. Because again, it's that K329, it's stainless steel, super comfortable handle, just incredibly comfortable handle. Small, but being that it's stainless, this would be one of my dedicated food knives. I would use this as a hunting knife, and to prepare food. The Kydex sheath is probably a little bit better than leather in an apocalypse situation, but if we're just talking knives, either one of these two. Although, if I was going to do some, game skinning, which is probably going to be absolutely necessary, this one is much lighter, much, much, much thinner edge. I'm probably going with this one, but this one was a very close number 2, so I'm going to put that one away. Recurves, also, I will take any day over the week over a tracker style like that, because they don't have this armpit right here. Although, I understand the utility. I almost thought about bringing a knife like this, like either this or a Nesmic, just because the blade shape itself is going to give you a little bit more versatility. But I actually think the recurve is plenty to offer the versatility that I'd be looking for. Because obviously if I had to take this thing and go outside of food prep, I can. And you know what? Let me bust this guy back out, just because why not, right? And then I figured, just because I tend to use this knife more often than anything else, I'd want 2 jack-of-all-trades knives. And these are 2 of the ones that have done more work for me than a lot of others in the most efficient of ways. This is the Olive Arbor Elmax Steel 3/16, throws insane sparks. Super comfortable with the way that they did. See how this right here, that's rounded right there, so your thumb can sit nice and comfortable, almost like a TRC with a rounded spine, right? And then the sharp is back here, so when you're throwing the ferro rod, you're just using this end, and you're going past this point right here. This is a beautiful knife. This is absolutely coming with me, my jack-of-all-trades workhorse. But if this is the apocalypse, I want 2 jack-of-all-trades workhorses, just because this size knife is the knife that I find myself using the most often. Hi, baby. I'm almost done. Hi, what's the matter? Okay, let me wrap it up. This is the LT5 from TJ Schwarz. This is, I've named it the Lieutenant. Get it? The LT. And, just the amount of work that this thing does is incredible with that super comfortable handle. This is one of the best handles of any knife that I have. I say that a lot, but that's because the only knives that I keep are the ones that have really good handles. That one has a great handle. So LT5, Olive Arbor. These are going to be my workhorse knives. These are going to be my jack of all trades. I want 2 of them. If I lose one, I still got this one. If I lose this one, I still got this one. That's what's coming with me. This is going to be the workhorse just because, I don't know, I feel like you have to have a chopper. Like, why wouldn't you have a chopper? And it's called the Bravo Survivor. Especially with the way that I've got this whole package integrated, that's coming with me. Let's call this my hunting knife and food processor. And this is going to be what stays out when I'm off trail and I need to move fast through thick woods. This is going to stay out. because it's going to be, that's my defense knife from the zombies, right? And it's going to be what, if I'm moving off trail and I run into a giant wall of rhododendron or thorns and I can't necessarily turn around, that's what I'm keeping with me. This Strade, I think it's like 8CR 13 MOV, like that stuff that Strade was using like 12 years ago. I've had this thing for a long time, but I'll tell you what, this thing's awesome. So that's what I got. These are the 5 that I'm taking with me. End of the world. Hope you enjoyed.